Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we have got another snapshot, and this is Snapshot 25w09a. Now this one does bring some really good changes to Java Edition, and that is behind me. Fallen trees are now within Java. These have been in Bedrock Edition for quite some time, and this is what they look like. You can find now fallen trees. So if we quickly just have a look, if we do the /place command and then place feature, because I'm guessing it's a feature, if we just type in fallen, yes, here we go. You can see there is fallen birch tree, fallen jungle tree, fallen oak tree, fallen spruce, and fallen super birch. I'm guessing the super birch is the taller birch. So if we do fallen birch, you can see that is what it looks like right here. And it does seem like it goes down to the ground, which is pretty cool. Let's also turn up block sounds. Then let's have a look at the other ones. They're probably all the same, but obviously with differences. So this fallen jungle tree has placed a singular jungle log, but no actual fallen log. Is that just because there's not enough flat land to place it, I'm guessing? So let's quickly head over here where there is a lot of flat land. And let's try the jungle one again. So if I try this one, yes, you can see it's now placed it. The next question I have is it random direction, or is it always going to be facing the same direction? Okay, no, it is random direction. Now, we will cover a bit of the decorations in a second. Let me quickly just show all the possibilities. So you then have oak, which looks a bit smaller. And then we also do have the spruce, which you can see right here. And then finally, we have the super birch, which I think is just tall birch. So the birch is going to be a lot longer than the normal one, which you can see right there. Now, some of the trees will be decorated with vines and mushrooms, as you can see right here as well. But not every single one will be. As you can tell, the spruce hasn't, the birch hasn't. I also do think it's a random chance. So if we was to keep spawning birch trees, I think eventually the birch ones could have mushrooms on them, which you can see right there, but by the looks of it, only select ones have vines. Now let's quickly talk about this. Fallen trees can be found in all biomes where their standing tree variant grows, except the following. So you cannot find fallen trees in meadow biomes, bamboo jungles, rivers, and in grove. Now, flower forests have fallen birch trees, but not fallen oak trees. So this is good to know. If you're venturing a birch forest, you will find the fallen birch trees. It seems like inside of normal forest, you'll be able to find oak and birch, and then in the taiga, you'll be able to find the spruce. And if I just fly around right here, you can see a fallen oak tree. And if I carry on flying around, you can see there is another one right here. So they are not actually that rare. This one does have leaf litter on top, which is kind of cool. Now, it seems like the shape of them is always the same. So, for example, you can't find a tall oak tree like this one that's fallen over. It seems like they are always just one long strip. This feature's been in Bedrock Edition for quite some time, and it's been a feature that Java players have wanted. And although it is literally just the same as a tree just fallen over, it adds a lot more to the environment. But let's now get to the next feature in this snapshot, and that is leaf litter changes. The leaf litters can now be replaced by other blocks. So if I was to head into a forest biome, and I was to try and build my house, let's say I want to build my house out of grass, I can now place my grass blocks and it will delete the leaf litter. This is the same as grass, so if you are placing a block, you no longer have to destroy the leaf litter to place the block there, which I think is going to be really cool. But once again, if you did want to break it, you can break it before you place the block. And this works for any block that you place over it. It will now delete the block and also the item. A change to the firefly bush. The firefly bush can now generate very rarely inside of mangrove swamps and also badlands biomes. But it's not that common here. It's way more common inside of rivers and normal swamps. But you can see I have found one on the side of this one, and it seems like it has to generate within radius of water. Now, these don't work any differently, so if I was to set the time to night, it would still let off the firefly particles. It is just a new location where the block can spawn. And I've also teleported myself to a badlands biome, which once again, it says they can now spawn here. I'm guessing it's just on the edge of the badlands biome, like here there's a chance it can spawn. But once again, it's quite rare, and it's not going to be seen in every single Badlands biome you go to. Now, once again, it does need to generate near water, so I will not find one in the middle of the Badlands like right here. Now, quickly jumping to the patch notes, because there is a lot of technical changes in this update. The data pack version is now 69, and they have also made a new command line argument, which you can see right there. Now, if we look, they have made a lot of changes to entity data again. So the full flying field will no longer be preserved if removed. The health and air fields now default to their respective maximum values. And then each entity has once again been adjusted. So you can see the area effect cloud has had some adjustments, the creepers had some adjustments, the dolphins, the ender dragon, falling blocks, firework rockets, foxes, ghasts, and I'm not going to cover them all because a lot of entities have had some of their data adjusted, but it seems like the majority of them are just a default value if nothing is specified. You can see, for example, the item health now defaults to 5 if not specified. So once again, I'm not going to talk about much of this because it's pretty much the same stuff. And there is also some block entity data changes, which once again is the same as the entity data. They have just added some default fields if it is not specified. And it seems like they have also made some NBT changes as well, which you can see right here. Now, I'm not going to cover this because I don't really understand it, and I want to get this video out as quickly as possible, so I don't really have time to look into it. But I will obviously show it on screen if you want to pause the video or check the patch notes out. They will be linked in the description for you to do so. And then scrolling down, you can see there are some more things for the NBT data changes. And if we keep scrolling down, you can see there is a lot. So it seems like this is the main focus of this snapshot because the other changes are quite small. Obviously, the fallen trees is one of the best things in this update. Now, let's quickly cover some bug fixes in this snapshot as well because there are some that are worth noting. The first one is dead bushes can now be placed on farmland. So if I was to grab a dead bush and I was to grab myself some farmland, if I was to place the dead bush on, you can see it's now planted. There was also an issue with the cow's snout being 3D. It was offset by 0.1 of a pixel. That is now also fixed, so it's in the center of the cow's face. There was also a bug where leaf litter could be placed on walls and fences. This is now patched out, and leaf litter can no longer be placed on the top of these blocks. There was also a bug where the short and tall dry grass wouldn't be offset when placed on a block like other flowers and grasses. Well, this is now the case again. It will now place it anywhere within the block you place it on, which you can see right here. It won't always be placed in the center of the block. Now, the final bug fix I'm going to mention in this video is that there was a bug where if you was to step on a solid block next to a lava source, there was a chance you could be set on fire. Which you can see that is no longer the case. I can walk on these blocks, I can crouch to the very edge of these blocks, and the lava is no longer setting me on fire. But in the patch notes, it says it's for solid blocks. I know it's the case when you are things like soul sand, but that is just because obviously the block is smaller. If the block is smaller than a full block, you will still be set on fire when on the edge of these blocks, but no longer when you are on the edge of a full block. And that is it within this snapshot. Once again, it's mainly focusing on the technical changes with some cool things for the next update as well. Now, for anyone curious, there are no mentions of changes to the spawn eggs in this update either. Now, going off snapshots, it seems like we are coming to the end of this update cycle, as the snapshots are slowly getting smaller with more changes and bug fixes than anything else. Now, it's possible that we're going to see pre-releases start within the next few weeks because it is rumored that this update is going to drop in March. Now, once again, that is just a rumor and nothing confirms that, but if that is the case, then pre-releases will probably start within the next week or so, meaning that this update cycle is complete. But once again, that's just going off rumor, and we'll have to wait to see next week what happens. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.